Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle Innocent and I'm the founder and CEO of Project Purpose. Welcome to our channel. Our community is focused in fostering the intellectual and character development in children. We do this through our parent-child workshops that are focused on 4 themes: autonomy, self-efficacy, compassion, and self-concept, in order to cultivate grit, perseverance, and resilience in each child. And we are so thrilled to be offering one of the first of its kind digital, virtual, and continuous learning environments, enabling parents and children to connect from all around the world. At Project Purpose, our overarching mandate is to renew and rebuild family, community, and relationships. Our different social media platforms provide us with an opportunity to have discussions and to create space for all topics that relate to family, community, and relationships with ourselves as well as with others, with a primary focus on mental health and education. More precisely, the ways that the institutions of mental health and education play a role and have played a role in our societies at large. These discussions and debates provide us with an opportunity to think critically about what needs to change within these structures for us to live up to our bold slogan: support, protect, and empower each child through youth-focused development, better known as leadership in juvenescence. We recognize that in valuing our children's leadership potential, this also translates as recreating and co-creating environments, both socially and politically, that will enable our children to thrive. For those of you who are particularly keen on the topic, we also write thought pieces every other Monday. We actually just dropped the thought piece this Thursday, so definitely be sure to meander over to the website and check out our online content. Now, as is the convention, please subscribe. I mean, I'm not that great at growth strategy, but if you do find that there was value in the content that I'm sharing, then definitely join our community of game changers. Let's get into it. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another segment here on Project Purpose. For those of you who are new, we cover topics that relate to mental health, mental wellness, and education on a week-by-week basis, and our focus of conversation today is on mental wellness. And on the conversation on mental wellness today, I want to talk about setting goals. We're approaching that time of the year, and if you have been following me long enough, you know that this time of the year I'm always establishing goals, and so I'm obviously going to spread the wealth and give you some tips and tricks if it is the case that you're looking to start afresh next year and you have some things in mind that you would like to bring into fruition. And so I'm going to start with first a caveat. I am not someone who believes that goals are achieved through our hopes and dreams. I think if you really are very serious about your goal manifesting, then you have to give yourself a runway, a foundation of success. And success can only be something that we can hope to achieve with maximal probability if we set ourselves a terrain, a very tangible terrain as to what success looks like. And that for me needs to be measured. And so I don't know about you, but I am someone who is very much about creating SMART goals. So when I think about SMART goals, I think about goals that are specific, they're measurable, they are action oriented, they are results oriented, and they are very time sensitive. So anytime I set a goal, understand that there are milestones in between me and that big goal that I establish and that I expect to achieve on a weekly, monthly, daily, quarterly basis. And because of that, because I give myself quotas and targets that will help me really bring to fruition the big vision, that's how success happens. And so oftentimes we find ourselves thinking to ourselves, well, you know, I want this goal or I want this fitness goal, but that fitness goal will come with daily food decisions. It will come with daily workout decisions, sometimes even rest, meditation decisions. I mean, there's so many different decisions that you need to consider in a given day that will help you incrementally achieve that big vision. And so I'm here to talk about that because in the goals that I establish, a lot of them, there are specific requests of me. For me to attain a specific goal, there are specific things that I need to do. And in order for me to do them, I need to keep those very specific baby steps top of mind, because it's those baby steps that get me to the big step, to the big thing that I really want. And sometimes those baby steps are tedious or things that I don't necessarily like to do, but I do them because I know that it enables me to bring my vision into fruition. And so this is where intention comes from, and this is where my energy management philosophy stems from. So because I have so many different places that I want my energy to go, and because I'm very, very specific about how I measure my time incrementally to achieve the big stretch goals, that's why I can be very stingy with my time sometimes. It's because I recognize the value of my time in bringing my dreams hopes, desires into fruition, because dreams, hope, and desires without a plan, they are simply just words that you speak into the ether that won't come back to you with results. So I want to come here and talk about that. I think that a lot of people don't recognize that someone who can be a dreamer such as me can also be an achiever and someone who's very driven, and how I do that is by creating stepping stones. And so I want you to think about the stepping stones, not just the big goal, but the steps that you need to take to get there. And I want you to be very honest with yourself about how many steps you need to take to get there, because oftentimes we think that like it's a one and done thing, like because we really want it, that it's going to be enough for it to take place. But sometimes even the guesstimates that we put in place are not accurate. And so if you really want the goal, you adjust with experience. And I'm a big believer in adjusting with experience in areas that experience is required for me to really understand like the landscape ahead. But where there are people who have already blazed the path that you have blazed and have similar roadblocks that maybe that you might be dealing with, and understand that when you're building out your plan, you want to build your plan with those factors in mind, like with what the challenges in mind, with the plateaus in mind. And so this is for any kind of goal, right? This is for any kind of goal, whether it's you looking to stretch yourself intellectually, emotionally, socially, in your career. I mean, you need to think about all of the factors that will enable you and all of the factors that might be a deterrent. And you need to give yourself the opportunity to provide yourself the resources to maximize your success in face of those deterrents, in face of some of the challenges, the setbacks, the failures, how you're going to pick yourself back up, because all of that is part of the journey. It's part of the plan to bring your vision into fruition. So I wanted to come in here and I wanted to talk about that, because I think a lot of us get disheartened when we think about goals, and we think that people who set goals don't actually achieve them. Like, I'm actually the kind of human who will even have a goal roll over from one year into the next year, because I see the evolution, but I see it needs more work. And so I'm very much like, all of my time and attention, all of my energy is driven by the goals and the themes that I set at this time of year. And so I haven't set my theme for this upcoming year. I'm still debating as to what it should be. I do believe that I've done enough this year, and this year my focus was really on setting a good solid foundation. It was about the shifting, essentially, was the theme of my goals this year, because I'm shifting in the way of my mentality, because I've always been very much an individualist, very focused on my own desires and dreams and wishes. And now that I'm in a relationship, like, the shift was really about from going from me and from an I to a we, and how I was going to make the point to be very intentional about the things that I was going to do and the ways that I was going to do those things, so that my mentality was shifting from me to we. And so with that in place, and I think that I've done a really great job of having that mentality shift, of being now cognizant that my decisions don't just impact me, my decisions impact my person. This next year is going to be build on that, right? Like, now that we have done this shift, how do we set the groundwork so that this we foundation is a great foundation that keeps each and every one of us into consideration? So I'm trying to figure out what that thing needs to be. But all of my goals this year was about the shift, about what the things I needed to do in my own life, roll my dreams and aspirations into sort of this unit. I know my partner has been doing the same. So it's really about like creating stability in the shift. Now that we've shifted, how do we stabilize, essentially? So I think that might be the theme for this upcoming year. This is not just about me and my person. It's about, like, as an individual, like, what goals and what ways do I want to grow? What ways do I want to excel and stretch and challenge myself, so that I'm not just better for me now, but I'm better for my person and for the family that we have. So I think that it's really very expansive. It's not really ways that I've thought before, but I'm happy to think about those ways now. But I recognize that it's not just like these pie in the sky dreams, but I need to create tangible, measurable goals and stepping stones that will enable me to really build that foundation that I'm looking for. So I want to come in here and talk about that. I want to give you that food for thought. Hopefully it's helpful to you. Hopefully it gives you something to think about by way of how you set yourself up for success, if it is the kids that you're considering setting goals for this year. And I hope that you are. Again, and if you are focused on self-discovery and self-mastery, on growth and inner alignment, then we do have live sessions that we offer privately. They're not on this platform. They're off my website. I will have the calendar posted by the end of the year for the 2025 calendar year. So definitely check that out. And as it relates to my own personal stocking situation, no information for you as yet, but you will be the first to know when I do. Thank you again so much, and we'll talk to you all very soon. We'll see you later.